in color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neal as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Tonight, Eddie Jacks has an assignment. Find a way to end the life of Martin Peyton. Eddie has made a deal with Leslie Harrington in a last desperate effort to profit from Peyton's will before the old man marries and gains the opportunity to change his will. Thus, there is homework to be done. How does Peyton live? What are his hours? What people are around him? For though it is Harrington who is Peyton's old enemy, it is Eddie who's been appointed executioner.
Love, your magic spell is everywhere.
You've been drinking, haven't you, darling? You want to know something? So have I. You drove me to drink, my sweet.
Haven't you had enough for one day?
Of what? Humiliation? Oh, yes, I have. But so have you. I heard that Betty walked away from you.
That doesn't change a thing.
I love you, Stephen. I love you.
Is that what you called it with Mr. Foster? And all the others? The legions of others?
You'll have to excuse me. I'm a little bit touchy on that subject right now.
Oh, come on, come on. It's a little late for that.
Do you know I was never ashamed of my life before?
You still aren't.
I never dreamt I'd meet somebody like you. I gave up.
Save it for the popes.
I need you, Stephen. And you need me.
The only thing you need is a well-ruled account book.
All right, I'm rotten. Well, where did Betty go after she left you? Who did she run to?
Get out of here.
Oh, Stephen, don't you understand anything? Don't you know why you keep trying to hurt me? It's because way deep down you want me so much you hate the thought of it. Well, I should hate you. But I don't. And Betty should love you. But she doesn't. So why don't we try to face things as they really are?
I have faced things as they really are. I see a man who's thrown away the only good thing that's ever happened to him. And I see what he threw it away for, and I'm sick inside.
All right. You know what I see? I see a man who's put away passion because it's untidy, because it interferes. And I see a woman, only she's not a woman, and she never will be. All right. I used to sell myself to the highest bidder. Well, isn't that exactly what Betty's doing now? She went back to Rodney because that's where the money will be. What's the difference in what she's doing now and what I used to do? You show me what makes her more respectable. You show me.
Oh, you.
There's no difference. Only that she walked away from me. I'm here. I'm here.
what are you doing here? Oh, you look worried. The boys at the mill giving you a bad time?
Spare me the bartender's wit, Eddie. I don't have much time.
Well, that's a big problem with you, Les. You're always in a hurry.
We're both fighting the same clock right now.
Watching it. What you mean? You know, I don't like fighting anything. I'm a card-carrying coward.
I told you to be here because I've had some second thoughts about last night.
You're scared stiff.
It's not a question of fear. It's a matter of time.
Well, hi, Charlie.
Eddie, Mr. Harrington, how about some food?
Oh, that's a beautiful word. Am I still in time for breakfast?
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Good. Then I'll have, let's see, a stack of hots and some bacon. Not too crisp. Les?
Just coffee.
Oh, come on, Les. Eat something. I'm flush.
That's all, Charlie.
And, tall buttermilk, Charlie.
Buttermilk, right.
You were saying something about second thoughts?
I was saying we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of information we have to have before we commit ourselves.
You really are uptight, aren't you?
We're a long way from the winner's circle, Eddie. We have to know every move that's being made in that house at all times.
Well, you relax. You keep this up, you're gonna sand my skin thin, too. Now, I got things rolling right after we talked last night. I staked out the house. I know what time the lights go out.
So?
And that Van Leyden dame, or a lady, you know, the one we were worried that Peyton was gonna marry. Well, the way she was holding hands with that Cord guy, I should think it'd be Peyton who'd be worried.
She was with Stephen.
Like there was no tomorrow.
That's all very interesting, Eddie. But I'm not talking about the kind of information we can get from any peeping Tom. I'm talking about Martin Peyton's daily routine. When he goes out, when he's with people, when he's alone.
I'll work on it, but it's gonna take time.
We don't have the time.
Then we're gonna make it.
Not necessarily.
You know something I don't?
Not me. Lee Weber.
The kid who drives the hearse?
He can tell us what we need to know, Eddie.
How?
Driving that car and keeping it polished are the biggest things that ever happened to Lee Weber.
So?
So he's just another lackey in the old man's eyes, but not his own. He sees himself as the right-hand, indispensable man. There's nothing Martin Peyton ever does that Lee Weber doesn't consider himself a part of.
And you want me to pump him?
Full of every ounce of hot air in you.
You know, Les, you might have got to the top of that business you run without marrying the boss's daughter.
Get to Weber, Eddie.
You got any suggestions as to how?
He likes the tavern. Make him like you.
Well, that shouldn't be so difficult. I'm a likable guy. That's why we're partners, isn't it?
Get to him. Feed his ego. Let him talk.
Well, I'll tune you in as soon as I turn him on. We're a funny pair, Les. You and me. Now, you've got your reasons for wanting to hurt Peyton, and I've got mine. Your reasons are all named Les Harrington, and all of mine are named Rita Harrington. I'll see you.
Mr. Peyton?
What is it?
Well, you have an appointment with Mr. Tomlinson, and it's almost 3 o'clock.
Well, Tomlinson can wait. Come here, Weber. Sit down. Well? That's better. Now then, how good an actor do you think you are?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, how successfully do you think you could pretend to be something you want?
I still don't know what you mean.
The point is, Weber, could you do it?
Well, yeah, I suppose so, but what is it that I'm supposed to pretend to be?
Disloyal to me.
You're kidding.
Yes, I need some information. You're going to get it for me.
Why?
Eddie Jacks is why. I want you to get close to him. Find out what he does, who he sees, what he wants, everything about him. Now, he won't let you do that if he thinks you're loyal to me. Now, do you think you could manage?
I guess so. You know, I could kind of hang around the tavern and shoot my mouth off a little bit and make the fellas kind of think that I have a few gripes about the way you're treating me.
Exactly. And I imagine you've had some practice.
That's not true.
Oh, come now, Weber. Surely you must have some genuine gripes, as you call them.
I'll take it back. I do have one gripe. You never really seem to trust me. When are you going to start? What do I have to do?
Well, if I seem slow in placing my trust, Weber, you must understand why. They've all let me down, one after the other. My daughter Catherine, over there, her sons, Rodney and Norman.
And Stephen.
Yes, and Stephen. Catherine's sin, her living sin. My family has been a total disappointment to me.
That's no reason to think that I'm going to let you down.
Perhaps not, but you'll have to be letter perfect with Eddie Jacks. He's no fool.
He's small time, you even said so yourself.
But he's desperate, and desperation makes a man of that type cunning.
I can handle him.
Well, we'll see.